What are options income strategies and what most people get wrong? I'm Brian. I'm from NetPicks, and I want to talk to you today about options income strategies. It's not about squeezing the most money from the market every single month. This is what people get wrong. It's about risk management. That's what most traders get wrong. It's about shifting your thinking, right? Options income is when you basically become like an insurance company. This is why Warren Buffett was so good at trading options. Remember, his background was insurance, and he understood collecting a premium for taking on a specific amount of risk. And that's exactly what a lot of options income strategies do. You collect a premium for taking on risk. So, what is an options income strategy? There's really three categories, and I'm going to touch on these in a moment. But basically, you're using an option strategy to collect cash up front, and you're taking on this ongoing risk. And understanding that risk is really important. The buyer of the option pays a premium. You, as the seller of the option, collect that premium, right? But you have to be ready to take on that risk. And sometimes that risk is very manageable. Sometimes you can get overextended. And this is where a lot of traders go wrong. In every transaction you make, you need to ask yourself, what's the probability that the trade moves against me? And let me be clear, options income strategies are not guaranteed income. They're not even low risk or risk free, right? They have a certain level of risk that you have to understand. They are also not passive. You have to actively manage these as you go. If it moves way against you, if your option strategy moves way against you, you could be on the hook for a lot of money. So the importance is understanding that risk and really playing to it, and then collecting the right amounts of premium. And remember, this is not a paycheck, right? You can't just show up like an ATM to the markets and extract cash at will. You have to generate cash flow from the sales of these options, and you have to be aware of the risks that you're taking on. And remember, risks can be mitigated, but nothing is risk free. Remember, you want to be in the mindset of being an insurance company, right? And the bottom line to that is you're going to collect a lot of little payments, but you might occasionally have a bigger loss. I mean, think about the insurance company that insures thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of homes. They'll collect small payments from everyone to insure their homes, but every once in a while, a house is going to catch fire. You're going to have $1 million loss, right? So that's the strategy when you're using options income strategies. Think about it like being an insurance company. So there are three core types of options income strategies: stock-based income, cash-based income, and defined risk income. And I'm going to get into all three of these really quick. So, stock-based income is basically where you're selling options against the shares you already own, right? You already own the stock. You sell options on top of that to generate a premium. This is commonly called a covered call. A few weeks ago, I wrote a covered call. QXO is a building supply manufacturer. They got about a $16 billion market cap. And in early January, I owned 100 shares of QXO, and I sold a 24.50 strike price option. It was a call option with 17 days left to expiration. I collected 75 cents in premium, giving me about a 3.1% return on my cash invested. Now, you got to understand the risks, right? This is all about risk understanding and risk mitigation. If the stock fell, I owned the stock, and so I was going to take on any losses. If the stock jumped above 24.50, my trade would max out in value, and I'd not see any of the profits above $24.50. That is a risk I was willing to take, right? So here's what happened. We put the trade on, and you can see that the trade went on right in this area, and then 17 days later, it closed at 24.50. Right? We kept it closed below 24.50. We kept the 100 shares, we kept the premium. It all worked out in our favor, right? But the big risk in trades like this is the stock falls. You have to be okay owning the stock, right? And then this brings us to the second type of income that you can get is cash-based income. You don't own the stock yet, but you're willing to put up cash in order to possibly buy the stock at a lower price. So you'll often see this in a cash secured put type of transaction, right? That's where this cash based income strategy comes from. You collect a small premium and you stand by ready to buy the stock at a very specified price, right? The risk is the stock takes a big fall and you have to pay a premium to acquire it, right? You also miss out on opportunity costs. If the stock jumps in price, you miss out on that appreciation. And back in September of 2025, I made this exact trade in Caesars, right? We rolled out the trade on the 12th and we closed it on the 26th. So with the stock trading at 23.50, I sold the 24.50 put options. They had 14 days left to expiration, and they handed me 60 cents in premium. That's about $60 a contract. Now, again, this options trade generates instant cash right into my account, which is amazing. But again, it's not risk free. If the stock rallies, I collect the premium, but I miss out on the upside. If the stock stays flat, I collect the premium, which is a big win. But if the stock plummets, this is where the risk is. I'm on the hook at 24.50. So if the stock trades down to 22 or 20, I'm obligated to pay 24.50 for a share. Now, right now, looking at these numbers, the cash on cash return is about 2.5% for 14 days as I place this trade. And, I like Caesars as a stock, and I figured I'd be happy to own it. Now, as you probably noticed from the chart above, right, the stock traded flat, the options expired worthless, and I got to keep 100% of the premium. So this is like a home insurance company. I collected the premium, the house didn't burn, and we're happy all around. Now there is one other way to generate options from, income from options, and that's the defined risk options income strategy, right? This is the third way. Again, it's not risk free, but think of it in insurance terms, right? If Warren Buffett writes $1 billion insurance policy on a group of homes in Florida, he knows hurricanes are a risk all the time. So what's he going to do? He's going to go to another insurance company and ask them to insure part of his insurance, right? This happens all the time. And you partner with another insurance company to share in the risk. This is the same exact strategy you're using with a defined risk strategy when trading options. You structure the trade so you win a little and you hedge part of the bet, you hedge part of the investment with another trader, right? And you never lose huge. These types of trades are credit spreads. They're often called iron condors or butterflies. It's essentially a credit spread. And these work best, and you got to understand this, these work absolutely best when markets are flat and you're going to result in a number of small wins. So a good example is an iron condor trade I did in AMD in October, right? The iron condor trade is simply a call spread and a put spread that you sell at the same time. Both of them are credit spreads, so both of them put cash into my account, and I'm taking the risk of the stock trading up and into the range of the spread. Now, here's the real cool part. When you roll out this iron condor, you're always going to have one arm, one wing of the trade is always going to win, right? Because you have your current price and you have a call option spread that is above the current price, and you have a put option spread which is below the current price. And so obviously the stock can't go both up and down simultaneously. So if the stock moves up, the lower put spread will result in a win. If the stock goes down, the call spread will result in a win. So you're going to win one out of two ways, and the goal is to win both ways. So here's an example. This is an AMD trade. The current price was 232, and I sold two spreads, right? So both of them were 14 days out. We did the call spread at 257.50, and you bought the 260 call spread, and then you did the 250 the put spread at 197.5, and you bought the 195 put, right? So essentially what you're doing is you're taking on the risk at this call option that you sold, right? You're taking on that risk, and then you're hedging off the risk below or above $260 to another options trader, right? And the same thing with puts. You're taking the risk if the stock falls from 232 all the way to 19975 spot 5, or if it trades even below 195, you're offloading that risk. Now, here's something important to understand. I collected a credit of 60 bucks and my max risk between the two was $190, right? It doesn't sound like a lot. You're on the hook for $190. You're only collecting 60, right? You have to realize that your profit margins are going to be small. And this is an example of where we entered the trade and where we exited the trade. We ended up closing out, taking a small profit. Now, you do the math, right? You collect 60, but your risk is 190, right? You can't be wrong more than one out of every 3.17 trades. So you essentially have to win four out of every five times for your account to grow, right? If you have more than one loss in every four trades, your account's going to shrink. So these are high margin trades, but the profitability is very thin. So again, this is why you need to think about this like an insurance company, like you're doing this over and over and over again. And I know a lot of people are attracted to options income. If you look at these strategies online, everybody's talking about, oh my gosh, they throw off so much cash. And, if you want to control your investments or you like this high trading frequency kind of stuff, some people are using zero DTE options to trade these. The challenge is most traders love the income, but they're not properly analyzing the risk. They're not looking at, am I collecting enough premium from the trade to offset the risk that I'm taking on, right? You got to understand you're going to have small frequent wins, right? But occasionally you're going to get hit with a big loss, right? And that can be really, really painful. The other challenge, and I've seen this happen a lot of times, this especially happens with people who have small accounts. You have a win, then you have another win, then you have another win, and you get overconfident. And then what happens? You start putting more and more money into your trade. You start getting away from your risk control strategies, right? You start allocating more and more of your account to these trades because they've been winning over time. And the trades look super, super safe. Then all it takes is one bad action for you to get hit upside the head with that. So, listen, who is this kind of, who is options income strategies really best suited for? If you need consistent monthly cash flow and you can't have volatility, this isn't going to be for you, right? If you're worried about, your account being drawn down and you showing losses, right? If you have a very defined budget, if you're really locked in on your account, this can be a scary type of trade. And if you don't have the longevity to sit there, it's not going to be for you. A lot of people say, oh, well, the trades are easy. Beginners can do them. Absolutely, beginners can do them, but they're not simple trades. You have to really understand the risk profile and be comfortable with the risk profile before putting these on. Now, who is this a good fit for? I mean, obviously, if you want to own the stock, doing something like a cash secured put or a covered call is absolutely a great way to go if you don't mind owning the stock and walking through the volatility of that. Traders who don't mind managing position sizes, right? This is where small accounts come into problems. If you put on a huge trade in a small account, it could theoretically wipe out your account, even though the trade is a defined risk or a known risk. You can take a big loss, right? The other thing is this is a great trading strategy for traders who don't mind volatility. If you don't mind seeing your account bouncing up and down, having win, taking a loss occasionally, and then backing that up with other wins as you roll out these trades and looking at it over the long term, this is absolutely a good strategy for you. So if you want to think about options income the right way, I'm going to encourage you to think about it in terms of insurance. How much premium are you collecting? What's your risk exposure? Is the premium priced right? Are you being paid appropriately for taking on the risk profile? And over the long haul, are you able to suffer from the ups and downs of how the strategy performs? So if that sounds like like you, I encourage you to look at, using some of these option strategies for generating income. I know I do them in my own account. I absolutely love them. I think they're fantastic for generating cash. But remember, you have to spend a lot of time really managing what that risk profile is. If you want to learn more, there's a link below where we're going to link out to a blog on our website. You can click there to learn more. And below that is going to be a link to a special report we've put together. I encourage you to download that. It's a great strategy for options trading. You won't be disappointed. So, with that, have a great day.
Everything discussed here is our opinion, and it is not to be taken as investment advice because we are not your financial advisor, nor have we considered your personal situation as your fiduciary. This presentation is for your education and entertainment only. Please review NetPicks' full risk